how to use h2x to do a quick radiator sizing exercise. So to begin, complete your room by room heat loss by adding rooms, doors and windows. You'll be able to see the total heat load required in each room and a total for the building as well. Then you can move into the design screen where you can start to place radiators. There's a couple of different things you can do with this. Now, if you have a retrofit situation, you can pick exactly what is there. So in this living room, we've got a K2 600 high by 1.2 wide, and we can just drop that in as shown. The output of that radiator will be shown in the center of the room and on the radiator itself, and that is based on the mean water temperature coming from the heat pump. So you don't have to connect that up, but if you come along and change that at the heat pump, so if we say increase this to a 50 flow and a 45 return, what you'll see is that same radiator, the output goes up, so it's around 0.7 kilowatts. Now it's just over 1 kilowatt for the same radiator. It still doesn't satisfy the heat demand of the room, which is 1.17. So I'll return that back to how it was, and just continue with the other radiators. So if you're adding new radiators, two ways you can go about it. You can limit by height or by width. So if you had a width restriction, for example, let's say in this hallway we need 500 mil to fit in here, you can add that in and we'll pick the right type. And at 500 wide, it would need to be a 600 high K3 to satisfy the heat loss of the hallway, which has now gone green. And the other scenario is if you have a height restriction, for example, it needs to fit under a window like here. So again, we can add that in and we can see that h2x will size the radiator. It will give you the output of that radiator to satisfy the heat loss of the room. At this point, you can then go onto the export screen where you can download room by room heat loss report, emitter summary, and you can also export a drawing set. So your drawing set is going to look a little bit like this. You'll have a radiator schedule, a room plan, and a radiator location plan, as well as your logo on the drawing. And for the heat loss report, you'll get a full room by room summary, all the features, U values, and so on, all summarized in a nice table, as well as a heat emitter summary too.